Then I let me in the door. Then I gave your boy a chance, now the youngin' finna blow. It's a shame finna put the game in the figure four. Youngin' fresh from out that bottom.
Yo, welcome back to my channel. Before we get into it, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, man. You ain't gotta comment, but I do appreciate it if you hit the sub button if you need that. In this video, I'm gonna be talking about Attack on Titan, but in particular, I'm gonna be talking about Attack on Titan manga chapter 139, explaining all the things that went wrong with the ending to Attack on Titan. Now, before we get into it, I just want to thank you guys for 5,000 subscribers, man. Like, it's crazy that it's 5,000 people that's rocking with me. Hopefully, you all continue to rock with me once I jump into this other content. Now, of course, I'm still going to be pushing out Attack on Titan content. Like, I still got a lot of things I want to talk about. And I still have a lot of things that I want to explain when it comes to Attack on Titan. So, of course, I'm still going to be pushing out Attack on Titan videos. But with Attack on Titan ending, I got to move on because this shit don't stop and I ain't done. I'm far from fucking done. But anyway, I just wanted to say thank you and that I appreciate every last one of you. Now, in my review for Attack on Titan manga chapter 139, I didn't want to talk too much about the things that went wrong with the ending to Attack on Titan. I just wanted to put all the plot holes to the side and try to understand why he ended Attack on Titan like that. Now, it's a lot of news going around that he ended it on purpose like that, and I also been hearing that he's going to add a few pages to the ending to Attack on Titan. I don't know what he's going to add, but I definitely do not want to get my hopes up because that's exactly what I did for the ending to Attack on Titan, and I got completely disappointed because we did not get the ending that we wanted. We just got the ending to Attack on Titan that didn't make a lot of sense. Now, like I said in my review, if you put all the plot holes to the side, it's actually a cool little ending, but it's just not the ending that we wanted. Now, the first thing that went wrong with the ending to Attack on Titan is Falco's importance to the story. If you have watched my 3 videos about Falco, you know that Falco was heavily focused on and that his character was built up to do something very important in the story of Attack on Titan, especially at the end. Like, the whole final season outro is focused on Falco and him gaining some type of power and releasing the duvet of a bird, and you all know that the bird is now Eren. And the lyrics to the song that's being played in the outro of season 4 is in Eren's point of view, but Falco's the one that's been shown the entire time. And the second that his character got introduced into the story, he already had a bunch of parallels to Eren himself. They both wake up from dreams that they could not remember. Both Falco and Eren at a young age was able to understand that the way they was living was not something that they could be happy about, and they wanted freedom. And then later down in the story, they both become birds, which is the wings of freedom, the symbol for freedom. You cannot tell me that you have somebody other than Eren who becomes the wings of freedom and he does not do anything but provide transportation for these motherfuckers. Like, all of that just thrown away. And then the parasite was using Titan hardening to protect itself. That is the way how it survived Armin's explosion. And the fact that the Alliance could not figure out a way to physically harm the parasite or kill the parasite because the parasite was using Titan hardening to protect itself. The only person that could kill that parasite is Falco. To be honest, I would have loved to see Falco kill that parasite, but instead, we didn't even get a chance to see the parasite die on camera. It died off camera just because Eren got killed by somebody who was suffering from loving him in front of Ymir, and that stopped everything. Like, what the fuck? And then the one thing that I wanted Isayama to truly do is to expand on Falco's ability that he gained from Zeke to control Titans and summon Titans. We all know that he had some type of responsibility for Connie and John transforming into Titans. In my prediction video for chapter 139, I said that it would be cool for Isayama to show us Falco realizing what he has done, and maybe after seeing what he did, then possibly he would have got the idea that he could do something about this and possibly show us why he was so focused on. But we all know that that just didn't happen. It was thrown out the window. Now, the second thing that went wrong with the ending to Attack on Titan is the parasite. Now, the parasite was built up to be the thing that was behind it all. The first initial plan was to find Eren and talk him out the rumbling. But then the second plan was to find Zeke and kill him and sacrifice him to stop the rumbling. But after getting fucked up, Gabby remembered the parasite exposing itself to save Eren and said that the parasite is probably what the Phantom Titan truly is. So if we expose that and separate the parasite from Eren, then maybe they can actually stop everything. But we all know that separating the parasite from Eren just made their whole situation a lot more harder because the parasite started acting on its own, doing everything that it could, trying to reconnect to his undying body, which is Eren. Now, at first, I thought that Eren getting his head shot off was setting up 2 major things. The first major thing is that he wanted only his head inside the Titan, keeping his body on Paradise Island or underground somewhere, and then somehow transfer his consciousness back to his body so that he could continue the relevant duvet of his story, his baby becoming a beast Titan, because we all know that Zeke got killed instead of giving his power up to a successor, so it should immediately transfer to a newborn baby, which would have been Historia's newborn baby. But we all know that Isayama changed the ending and threw all that shit out the window, so all that build-up was for nothing. And then the second thing is that Eren wanted to expose that parasite. If Eren would have never got his head separated from his body, somebody, then that parasite wouldn't need no reason to expose itself in order to save him. It would have just saved him. But the fact that that did happen in front of Gabby, that set up her to later on say that that parasite is probably what the Friend of Titan really is. And if we separate Eren from the parasite and get rid of the parasite, maybe that could stop everything. But we all know, once we got to chapter 139, Eren got killed in front of Ymir by Mikasa, and that stopped everything, even the parasite, and the parasite died off camera. We didn't even get a chance to see it. What was the point of even separating the parasite from Eren, or even bringing the parasite up again after chapter 122? What was the point of even bringing that shit up? If all you had to do was kill Eren in front of Ymir. I truly felt like the parasite was being built up to be killed in a different way. Like I said, the only person that can kill that parasite at that point in time was Falco. He was set up to kill that parasite. Now, the third thing that went wrong with the ending to Attack on Titan is Ymir's freedom. Freeing Ymir was complicated when it didn't really have to be. Now, we all thought that Eren freed Ymir by letting her know that she had a choice. She's not a god. She's not a slave. She's a human who has a choice to live for herself. But later on in chapter 139, we learned that she still was a slave to her agony for loving the king. Now, in my opinion, the only thing that makes sense when it comes to freeing Ymir is Eren giving Ymir a choice to think for herself. Ymir picked Eren because that is something that she wanted to do. But after that, that's when it gets complicated when it comes to freeing Ymir. After Eren gave Ymir a choice to live for herself and think for herself, you telling me that she still chose to be a slave to her agony for loving the king? What the fuck? What was the point of even giving this bitch a choice other than giving her a choice to pick whoever she wants to give the power to? Other than that, what was the point of even giving her a choice when she chose to still be a slave to her agony for loving the king? It doesn't make sense. It's just like when Eren said that he don't know why he did it. Destroying the world was just something that he wanted to do, and even if he did not have future memories and knowing that Ymir was going to stop him, he was going to end up destroying the world anyway. So basically, he was a slave to his destiny. But the thing is that if Eren was given a different option, if he was given a different choice, he would have went with that different choice that was given to him. But the fact that he did not have a different choice, he continued to be a slave to his destiny. But the thing is that you give Ymir her freedom, and with that freedom, she chose to still remain a slave to her agony for loving the king. I understand it because she did it before. When the king had granted her freedom, and then she came into contact with the power of the Titans, she went back to the king. Even though she had freedom to choose whatever she wanted to do at that point in time, she chose to go back to the king and remain a fucking slave. But the thing is that she wanted freedom. She wanted that. And you telling me that she chose to still remain a slave with that freedom that she was given. Like I said, I understand what he was trying to do, but he just made it so complicated when it didn't have to be. You keep giving this bitch a choice, and with that choice that you give her, she chooses to remain a slave. At this point, I would have left that bitch inside the past. I wouldn't even have, you don't want to be free, obviously, because you keep being Eren had to be killed by the person that was suffering from loving him. And doing that freed Ymir. I truly feel like he could have went in a different direction with that. He did not have to make it that complicated. Especially if all you had to do was kill Eren in front of her. But I guess it is what it is. Now, the fourth thing that went wrong was the ending to Attack on Titan is Historia's newborn baby not being important to the story at all. And it's not even about Eren not being the father. It's just that Historia's newborn baby was going to be the first Eldian who was going to be born into this new world that Eren was trying to create. And the fact that we don't even know her name, that alone should tell you that she was not important to the ending of Attack on Titan at all. What was the point of even showing Historia giving birth? I feel like if we would have just seen the time skip, I feel like it wouldn't even matter, knowing that her newborn baby was not important to the ending. And by her newborn baby not being important to the ending, it just makes it seem like Historia got pregnant for a selfish reason, and that's it. Historia only got pregnant just to protect herself. She basically used her newborn baby as a tool. It wasn't out of love, it was just so that she could maintain her freedom. And to be honest, if you want to think about it, Historia didn't really need to become pregnant because Zeke had already had his escape route with everybody drinking the wine. At any moment, Zeke could have saved himself if things went left. So basically, Historia became pregnant for no fucking reason. And if Historia was just going to use her baby as a tool to maintain her freedom, then Isayama could have easily done what I said in my 3 videos about Eren being handed the baby and continuing the rumbling duvet of the baby. Even if the baby was going to be used as a tool, at least in that way, it would have truly showed us why the baby was important to the ending of Attack on Titan. That is why I truly feel like Isayama had to change the ending, because Historia getting pregnant just to maintain her freedom isn't really going against her character, because I guess this is a way of her living for herself, but it's just a fucked up way to want to live for herself. But all I can say is that her getting pregnant just didn't make any sense. And it definitely didn't have any significance to the ending of Attack on Titan. It didn't. Just like I said earlier, if we would have never seen Historia go into labor, but was just showing a time skip of her and her child together, then I would not give a fuck. We don't even know her name. Just like we don't even know the farmer's name. So that gotta be his child, because that's where the fuck she get that shit from. Now, the last thing that I believe that went wrong with the ending to Attack on Titan is having Eren say to Armin that he do not know why he did it. It's just something that he wanted to do, and destroying the world was something that he was going to do even if he didn't have future memories of Armin stopping him at the end. Now, like I said in my review, I don't know why Isayama made Eren say that. If that was Isayama's way of showing us that Eren wasn't free like how he said he was, and that he was a slave to his destiny, then Isayama could have made Eren say this in a different way. To be honest, he should have made Eren explain to Armin that he became a slave to the results of his future memories, because it was no other way. He was forced to do this because of the situation that they was in. They didn't have enough time to try to go the peaceful route, and then the outside world had declared war on Paradise Island. At that point, it would have been stupid to try to go the peaceful route when the outside world don't want to fuck with you. And then Hanji and Armin could not come up with a plan to protect the island other than a rumbling. And even though Eren tried to give them time to come up with a plan, he didn't really have enough time to spare because the outside world was already on this way. Technically, they was already there, to be honest. And in all that time that he gave them, Hanji and Armin and Mika suspended on trying to figure out if they can trust Eren or not. Like, I just told Hanji that I have the power to warn Titan, and I can leave this cell whenever I want to. I'm choosing to stay here. That is me telling you that I'm on your side without telling you that I'm on your side. If I was in the story of Attack on Titan and he told me that, I would have been able to peep what he said. Like, wait a minute, wait. You just said you can leave whenever you want to? Like, man, somebody come open this motherfucking cell and let him out. But instead of doing that, they wasted time on trying to understand him. And then they wasn't even able to come up with a plan to protect the island. So Eren had no choice but to become a slave to the results of his future memories. Now, if he would have explained that to Armin, I feel like everybody would have been cool with that. But making him say like, oh, I don't know why I did it. It's just something that I wanted to do. It's something that I would have done anyway, even if I didn't have future memories. And to be honest, that part is a big-ass fucking lie. Because if he never had future memories, I think Eren, after seeing Sasha die or seeing Connie or anybody die, I think he would have just said, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't even know what I'm doing. And he said the same thing to Armin. He said the whole time when he was hurting Mika's feelings and beating Armin up, he said that the only thing that he was thinking is, what am I doing? But because of the fact that he knew the results of his future memories, he knew that he had no other choice but to do this. But if he would have never received future memories, then I believe that Eren would have been gave up on this bad guy persona that he was trying to do. I think he would have been gave up on it, but the fact that he knew the results of what would happen if he did this, then he had no other choice. Now, in my opinion, the only thing that went right with the ending to Attack on Titan is having Eren stay true to what he said about him wanting his friends to have long lives. Even if he does not know if they really are going to have long lives, at least they have longer lives than what the fuck they was going to have. Eren gave them all the time in the world to try to figure out all the things that they couldn't figure out because of the fact they didn't have time to figure those things out. He also got rid of the excuse that was used to hate aliens, which is Titans, and he also made Paradise Island look like heroes. So now they're a bigger version of the Tybers. If the Tybers can do it, then I'm pretty sure Paradise Island can do it. They have no choice but to respect these motherfuckers. So now they got that foot in the door to try to create some type of peace, because at first, the rest of the world wasn't even trying to hear them out and try to understand them. Now you have no choice but to try to understand us because we just saved your fucking life. Eren gave them that. Now, and of course, he did not fix everything, but he did put them in the right situation to give them a chance to fix everything. In my opinion, that's the only thing that went right with the ending to Attack on Titan. Now, just like how I said in my review for the chapter, I understand what he was trying to do. I understand what type of ending he was trying to give us. But to be honest, he could have gave us something way better than this. And hopefully all the news about him doing this on purpose to force someone's hand to allow him to create the ending that he wanted to create, which is that tragic ending, not a bittersweet ending. Hopefully all that shit is correct. And I hope that we'll be able to get the real ending in the anime, which is that tragic ending with Eren killing his friends in order to achieve freedom. But this is the end of the video, man. You ain't gotta comment, but I do appreciate it if you did something, if you're new. And I'm out, bro.